We actually had them day one. We literally did. Some guys opened a screen printing business in summer of '75, the same time we were building out Eskimo Joes, and they came by and knocked on the doors and said, "Hey guys, why don't you print your logo on the front of some T-shirts?" And we thought, well, that might work. I don't know. We were thinking more like on beer glasses and coasters and bar stuff. Yeah. But I got to give my parents a credit. Back in '70, it was actually spring of '72, I went with my parents to a convention in Hawaii, and it was for the Distribution Contractors Association. I mentioned my dad was a pipeliner. He actually helped create the Distribution Contractors Association about a decade before that, and was the first president of it for the first couple of years. But at any rate, so I go to Hawaii. And so while I'm there, I went to a place called Crazy Shirts, and they were one of the pioneers of printed T-shirts. And of course, they're still in business today, very famous. But I bought a couple of T-shirts, and I wore them all the time. I just loved them. One of them was "Keep on Trucking," and this guy had this great big foot that was always out front, and it was kind of a popular little thing back in the early '70s. And but at any rate, I wore those T-shirts all the time. And had I not had that lucky exposure, I'm not sure we would have connected to that idea, because it's hard to remember. But I mean, printed T-shirts, it just wasn't the huge industry that it is today. It just wasn't. And so we were early with that. And looking back in '71, Hard Rock London and Hard Rock New York opened. And they really set the table for going to a place for fun and leaving with a souvenir T-shirt. Yeah. I mean, they were really the early pioneers of that, at least to my knowledge. Sure. And I'd never been to a Hard Rock at that point. But fast forward to 1988, we opened in '75. November 28th, 1988, Tulsa World published a story about our shirts, Eskimo T-shirts, a hot seller or something like that was the headline. But they likened us to Hard Rock New York. They said we were one of the most collectible T-shirts in the country, behind Hard Rock London and Hard Rock New York. Now from that, Oklahomans lumped Hard Rock, and the urban myth became that Eskimo Joe's T-shirts were the second biggest selling T-shirts in the country, behind Hard Rock. And people still talk about that. I mean, that still comes off the lips of our guests. And so that was just one of those, kind of like President Bush in '90 and 1988. That was just huge. Right. Our sales went off the charts after that article was published. It wasn't moving up the demand curve. It was a shift in demand. I mean, it was really, really a mega thing for us, and I still to this day, I can't substantiate that. I have no idea. Don't even know exactly where that came from. Yeah. But I was thankful.